Okay, hi everyone. So today I want to talk about democracy. That's really a central tenet of Marianne Williamson's presidential campaign. So, a lot of people throughout the past couple of years have been saying things like, oh my gosh, what's happening is an erosion of our democratic principles. We even have podcasts by NPR titled, Can He Do That? Talking about whether our current president, Donald Trump, is actually capable of doing certain things based on the Constitution of the United States and the various laws that we have developed to place checks and balances on our three branches of government. So, there is a question about what democracy is, um, throughout the country. So, anyway, um, I came across this video today with Marianne talking with Hot 97. So I imagine this is an FM radio station. And here she is talking about democracy in her own words. Let's take a listen.
People know how to handle this, and that's their lane. This country belongs to all of us.
Donald Trump wasn't a political person. He was a reality show. That's the other thing that flies in the face of that is when people go, oh, experience and this and that, and we need politicians and we need people who are experienced. It's kind of like, well, the guy that's in there right now is clearly not that.
Yeah, but some people use that as an excuse to tell someone like myself to go away. They
Right.
say, well, look, we have someone right now who didn't know. But the problem is not, in my opinion, that the president didn't know the basic democratic traditions. It's that he doesn't care.
Right.
He doesn't have a visceral taste for democracy. Clearly, he has more of a taste. I mean, look at all the dictators that he just thinks are such cool people. He has an authoritarian personality. Democracy is a repudiation. It's a resistance to aristocracy. Aristocracy is when a few people are deemed entitled, and that's what's happened to our country. The largest wealth inequality since 1929 is because the major resources of our country have been systematically delivered into the hands of a very few people. Not only is this unsustainable, it's un-American, it's undemocratic. This has nothing to do with whether or not you are within the political establishment. It has to do with where your heart lies, whether democratic values really matter to you, whether basic human values should be in your mind the basis of all domestic and international policy.
So she goes on. Um, one of the things that I really just want to point out here is the fact that, you know, democracy is, as she said, a repudiation of an aristocracy. So let's break that down. So aristocracy, what is an aristocracy? An aristocracy, these are leaders who were made leaders of a society simply because of their wealth, right? So, we talk about things like the aristocrats, right? So who are aristocrats? These are very wealthy citizens of a society, and they have influence simply because of their money. And this notion of, a ruling by an aristocracy flies in the face of a democracy. Because what is a democracy? It is the ruling of a government based on all the people, not just the wealthy people, you see. And, if we are truly to embrace democracy, if we really do love democracy, we cannot stand for a government that is ruled by only a few, ruled only by the wealthy, but what we want is a government that is actually ruled by the people and for the people. Marianne Williamson is making a lot of really good points about our country, about the system that we're living in, about the acquiescence, about how we have given up our power, that is the people, how the people have given up their power, their responsibility for taking an active part in their government, and left it to the wealthy. And there's a reason why the wealthy are able to control the society. And part of that has to do with something else that Marianne talks about, and that is with regard to how our elections are done. So the people that we elect to represent us in our various forms of government, these are often people who have access to lots of money. Not necessarily that they themselves are wealthy. You don't have to be wealthy to 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 be a representative, but certainly you do have access to people who have money that can help you get elected. And that is how these tendencies toward an aristocracy sort of creep into our government, because our elections are such that an everyday person, it makes it very difficult for an everyday person to run for a public office. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any comments, please leave them below. And I'll see you next time.